Ruin, or maybe Darker, banning Ziggs away. He's played it twice already. Seems to be his safe champion. You can ban it and put it on whatever you want. In that case, you can also just say, if we know Ziggs is open, there's a high chance he picks it and we're not afraid of it, so let's just leave it open, hope he takes it, and once again we can take like an Orianna into it, and just like dominate the lane like we saw Choo-Choo's do in the last the last game they played each other, and we do actually see an AD carry ban.
Yeah, and it just seems like Legacy don't like Tristana, don't want to play against that one. Banned out another time here. Nidalee, of course, taken away. So that won't be available for Minky Whale. What is the final ban here for Russian Force? You see Archie on your screen there looking very much deep in thought. He was the one earlier on with the notebook that obviously has the Russian Force secrets in it. And then go for Illusion ban here against QUADRA.
Okay. Bit of a special ban. We've already seen a few different AD carries from QUADRA, so a little bit surprised about the Illusion here, but clearly feel like it could be an issue playing against it. I'm not sure Legacy worries too much about the Illusion ban.
Yeah, may just leave them open for a bottom lane pickup when it comes to their first round of choices here, depending on what Russian Force end up getting. It is going to be a Ziggs ban, so they're trying to put Darker onto a less comfortable champion. We theorized earlier on that Orianna is something that we expect Darker to go. Yeah, and because exactly that, with Choo-Choo's has played Orianna already, that's an interesting one for me. Evelynn first pick. Yeah,
once again, it just seems like Russian Force want to just sit on these comfort picks, and they don't really mind what they actually first pick, because if you look what's actually open, Morgana is open, Alistar is open, Orianna is open, been a big pick for Legacy as well. Actually been a big pick here the entire day. He's a very strong laner. Would work wonders on someone like Darker, who's already struggling in the laning phase. Nidalee was banned away, so you won't be able to see Legacy pick it up. We just played against it before, against Dark Passage, of course. But you take the Evelynn. Elise is still open. Rengar is still open. Lee Sin is still open. And now you just give over two insanely strong picks to Legacy.
I'd like to see Teemo Hecarim.
Hecarim was buffed.
He was.
Probably not.
We've already got Evelynn in there, and unless Darker was, really thinking about something special, a mid lane horse. I doubt it though. And Irelia also being hovered over here. See if that Irelia does get locked in for AT remains in the top lane. Still hovering the Hecarim as they switch away, actually picking up Vayne here. So that one coming fairly early down the picks, and the Irelia does get locked in as well. Okay, so wouldn't surprise me to see Russian Force here trying to look for a lane swap. Get Vayne away from the standard 2v2 lane so she can just sit in farm, which then kind of backfires because you have an Evelynn, and normally you want to have Evelynn in standard lanes, then she can apply all the pressure with her passive just to stealth. But in fact, you never know if, okay, they're going aggressive on me, is it because Evelynn is here or not, unless you have some deep wards, which kind of gets countered by the lane swap, where we normally see the junglers either sit in farm and then go and help a lane anyway, and the way you would expect the jungler to be, or he's running with the top lane, which kind of would give it away. But let's see what they want to do. It's not like Evelynn is useless in a lane swap. She's just more ideal in standard lanes. I'm not sure that Legacy really need to pick their mid laner right now, since the fact that they've got that final pick. What they will do, they'll take Zilean, and we'll also see Rengar being picked up for Carbon in the jungle. Of course, it was Rengar that he played last time around. For me, caused him a lot of problems as well. We saw him diving in left, right, and center and being a real pain. It was a great game on Rengar, and one of the reasons I expected actually Russian Force to ban away from Legacy instead of like a Lucian ban. It's not like, again, Legacy is being touched by the Lucian ban. Instead of get rid of the Rengar, put Carbon once again on Elise, where you can maybe control him a little bit better. Now you have this horrible situation where you have a Rengar in stealth. He gets a bomb, he gets speed up by Zilean, and he just flies into your face. And it's so hard. If you just slightly out of position, you will get engaged on in a bad spot, and they will Legacy will be able to just collapse onto Russian Force and most likely just blow up a target. Well, it looks like we're going to be seeing a mid lane Morgana here for Darker, with Archie then on Janna. Of course, wouldn't be the first time that we've seen a mid lane Janna either. But no. I guess for Darker, this is maybe one of his more special picks that he's talking about. Not the first time, though, that we've seen Morgana this year.
But this is really Darker and Russian Force saying, we have a great AD carry. Daeruin has been performing well in the games he's played today. He's been a good AD carry. And we just want to build a comp around protecting him, give him a hyper carry where he can like 1v5 the game if he gets the chance. Now we have shield from Janna, we have black shield from Morgana, and we have the peel as well from the two champions just to try and keep him alive. And then it's up to Evelynn and Irelia to kind of jump the backline of Legacy and try and kill QUADRA. Otherwise, Legacy should be able to actually take... Oh, sorry. The issue is, Evelynn and Irelia, it's going to be hard for him to tank up the damage from QUADRA in the late game, especially if you combine it with the bombs from Zilean and like the mid-game points, start of late game, and also the peel from an Alistar, the slowdown from Zilean. So it can be hard for Russian Force to actually take down QUADRA in these fights, especially only because they have Irelia and Evelynn to do it, while the rest is focused on protecting Daeruin in these team fights.
And final pick, of course, was the Mundo here for Minky Whale. Similar core to what we actually saw in their first game against Dark Passage, where they had the Alice to support Zilean in the mid lane. Had Irelia top that time around, which obviously he's gone, and Cogmore on the AD carry role as well. So. And
it's just a smart pickup because look at the damage on Russian Force side. It's all about Vayne in the late game, so you now have a big fat tank who's going to run into his face, get some attack speed reduction, and just try and be as annoying as possible. Yes, Vayne will build Blade of King, which is very good against Mundo, but seeing as he's the only damage source against him in the late game, like Morgana is very, very strong in the mid game as an AP champion. Your Black Shield is very strong, but late game, you don't really have the damage, especially not against a tank, to take them down. So it's going to be all about Vayne killing Minky Will in these late game team fights, which also explains the Mundo pick.
Well, which of these lineups you guys think will lead them to a victory? Tweet hashtag RF win or hashtag LGC win to @LOL eSports. And we'll see who you think came out ahead a little bit later on. Legacy, of course, are the favorites coming into this, but you have to wonder whether that loss against Dark Passage in our previous game may have thrown a bit of a spanner into the works, and it'd be almost unthinkable to say, you know, Legacy, who went 2-0, looked so good in the first half of the day, end up 2 for 2. It's going to be a big ask, I think, though, of Russian Force. We've seen already that they've, at least for now, not been up to par with the other two teams that we have, but we're going to find out here as we go into game. Russian Force on blue, Darker bringing that mid-lane Morgana out. Let's see how much of an impact that's going to have. And, of course, Archie on Janna as well. Not exactly a top-tier support pick these days.
No, we don't see her very, very often. And again, for Russian Force here, they want to make sure Daeruin can get as much farm as possible in the early game, so we might see them look for the lane swap, which then would kind of set back AT Remains on Irelia a little bit if it's going to be 2v1s, and therefore delay his Trinity Force, which you talked about in the last game, how important it is for Irelia to get this early Trinity Force so you can be very strong in these mid-game team fights, and then you become a tank in the late game and still have some decent damage, because it's going to rely a lot on those two members. Evelynn late game, her AP ratios were buffed, but she lost like base damage, especially on a Q, which means if you don't build actually like AP items and AD items, you have less damage than you had before. So it's going to be even harder for Evelynn to kill people in the late game, and we normally see like Elder Lizard and then full tank. Therefore, it's going to be a lot about Irelia, a lot about Vayne, and Russian Force has to do everything they can to make sure these champions get the kills, get the farm they need. Unless, of course, someone like Darker managed to do really well in this Morgana and kind of snowball, because then you do have a fine mid-game with Irelia and Morgana. Just Vayne kind of lacking behind a little bit. You
also have to say as well, with Orianna gone with the... Orianna wasn't picked in this one, of course. They changed it off to Zilean. But it kind of fits the style that we were talking about earlier from him. Again, kind of sit back, throw down the Tormented Soil, have the safety of that shield coming in onto you. We'll see how Dark performs here, because, to be honest, he needs to step up his game if Russian Force are to have a chance.
I mean, he's the guy with experience. He's the guy who's been on a big stage before here, and he needs to help the team if they want to win.
Well, we are going to get things back underway there. That slight pause not going to trouble us too much. Half a minute into the match. And we have to also say that a lot of games, I think all except one, have ended in a level 1 invade. Mostly from the blue side, actually, going up onto that top side of the map. You can see that Russian Force are already in a position to maybe set that one in motion. Although, spotting that ward come down, I was going to say may make them think twice, but they're not going to think twice. They're just going to do it.
Yeah, they also had a ward actually to see that Zillion was running to their jungle, so they knew, okay, they're not sitting 5 members from Legacy and waiting for us in here. And also, you do have a decent level 1, especially because you have Morgana with the binding, and it's actually going to hit Carbon.
Oh, this could be danger for him. Is there enough damage out of Vayne and Evelyn? That is a lot of damage coming Carbon's way. Not quite enough, though, to actually get the finisher. And they'll be wishing that Archie was there because an Ignite added into that one. Oh, that's a good block of the Dark Binding. That would have hit Carbon in the end. Nice little try, though, from Russian Force here at level 1.
Yeah, and also the reason they just went in the jungle, they felt so confident, looking to land the binding, looking to set up a kill, and we see pretty much the same set of wards we saw in the last game, where you want to try and spot out, okay, where's the enemy dual lane going? And we can try and like swap around it or swap to it if that's what you want, but in this case they will probably look to swap around it. However, because Minky Will is actually just standing at his tower, they didn't see anyone moving from the base to the top lane, and therefore they should actually expect now that Legacy has sent the dual lane down to this bottom side because they haven't seen them walk by the wards.
So, blue buff start then for Carbon. For Legacy, other side is going to be Dumecha starting out with his red buff. Did get a bit of help there from Janna just to get things underway. That leaves us with this bottom lane of Vayne Janna versus the Alistair and Kog'Maw. Could be an interesting one. As soon as level 2 comes in, you have to be very, very careful against this lane. Actually going a bit aggressive here on towards QUADRA. Ejim is going to get in there for the knock-up onto Archie, and that will mean that the AD carries can trade some damage there. It's actually QUADRA that comes off worse. Yeah, because all the damage from Legacy went on to Archie here in the fight, while Dayrune were just sitting and constantly hitting QUADRA. And therefore, got some good damage off and a good trade. And Legacy, in the early stages of the laning phase 2v2, seems to have some trouble. Dark Passage last game was the same deal. Gave up an early kill, fell behind, couldn't punish Holy Phoenix, and now this time around it's the same deal. Ejim kind of like tried to walk behind Russian Force, and then he only got the knock-up onto Archie, which is not the target you want. And therefore end up actually losing the trade. Health potion is gone for both AD carries, but one is on 100%, the other one's on 50. Oh, Dementia coming up here on towards Minky Whale. 80 remains, is going low though, and he manages to get the first blood. Dementia should be able to chase down Minky Whale here. Not exactly the fastest, gonna flash up the top, flash back in, Cleaver misses, and Dementia is able to get the kill back.
Still though, first blood here for Minky Whale on Dr. Mundo, because AT remains were trying to bait it. He just kind of stayed in, kept taking damage, and then actually going down. Engaged onto Dayrune.
Oh, and there's the headbutt back into the tower. Actually, Dayrune not taking as much damage as they expected. There was an insta-flash away from the turret, and that won't be a kill down bottom. However, someone has used, obviously support did use his, as Choo Choo's gets hit by that Dark Binding. And I also have to say that Morgana, the Black Shield, going to help a lot when it comes to mitigating the bomb damage, as they get him once again for the headbutt on towards Dayrune. Can they actually finish him off? Good damage back, stun up underneath the tower. Ignite is ticking away as well. Not quite enough damage to finish off Ejim.
So constantly looking for the fights down here, Ejim. Going aggressive. The play before the flash Q into tower was smart, actually turned it instantly in favor of Carthage because he was now the healthy guy. But then he went for the second engage, and now there's no flash, no way to get Dayrune into the tower, and instead he actually ended up taking a lot of damage for it. And so far, the early trades not been paying off for Legacy. Carbon is coming down. He might want to change something here.
Oh, and that was
good timing on a ward.
Good timing from Russian Force there.
And now it's
going to say, you push that far up the lane without a ward behind you. That's just asking for trouble. Carbon actually clearing out the pink, and look at this. He's actually going to stay there. Going to go in for Dayrune, but the switch target flashes in, gets stunned against the wall. That was brilliant stuff from Dayrune, although he gets jumped on once again. Turning around the damage there towards Carbon. The boulder strike lands onto Archie, and in the end, they managed to get away from the gank.
So Carbon jumping in, he missed his E, so didn't manage to get a slowdown, and therefore couldn't really chase up for the kill, even though there was actually no flash on the side of Dayrune on the Vayne. And now Evelyn want to join the party. There's been a lot of action down here. Remember, there's a pink ward in the bush.
Which I don't believe they saw. They will do now. Dementia coming away, saying, okay, so they did actually spot me. Just waiting around there on that bottom side while Pop is W, and head back off towards farming the jungle up. So this bottom lane have been pretty intense with action, and it's Dayrune that's out farming QUADRA at the moment, 32 to 24 CS.
And really just all about, again, the level 1, level 2 fight, which went in favor of Russian Force, and therefore meant you have an 80 counter on 100% HP against one on 50%. So QUADRA and EGM was just forced back to their own tower and had to wait for the wave to hit, and they also got level 2 a bit later, and just borrowed a lot of time for Daeruin to just sit and farm on this Vayne here, and not being punished early on, where you normally see a Vayne being shut down.
Daeruin was trying to bait there, trying to get Alistair to give him a knock with the combo count. Although now I see Demetra actually leaving this bottom lane, realizing that Legacy seem to be playing it a little more cautious, making sure that they don't overextend on that front and give anything away. So we're still sat with that one killer piece that of course came earlier on in the top lane. Minky Whale able to pick up that first blood. And up against Irelia now with double Doran's Blade, so we'll see how that one all goes. Currently, Minky Whale going ahead in CS, 44 to 41, so not exactly a massive amount. As we see the counter jungle from Demetra as well. He's currently getting rid of a Wolf Camp. Needs to be a little bit cautious though. We see Carbon coming around. We'll actually gain vision of him there as well. Is the bottom lane going to try and head it off? Zillion is actually coming in as well. Demetra here doesn't have a flash available. This is really bad news for him, as the first bomb is going to be landing. Black Shield will come down though, and there's the binding coming through to stop them chasing in. Nicely done by Russian Force.
Yeah, Russian Force playing well in the early game. Issue for them, however, is Minky Whale up in his top lane. Dr. Mundo is normally not a champion who's gonna win his lane straight up on CS and also pick up a first blood. And we know how good he is late game, and he is fighting once again.
Yeah, gonna stick on towards 80 remains here. Cleaver lands, and a 1 versus 1. And Mundo shouldn't be killing Irelia.
No. That should never happen here. Mundo is gonna be so scary in this game. He might even skip the point where you have like this mid-game point of Dr. Mundo where he's not really tanky enough yet to just run into your entire team and survive it. But once he gets the 3rd or 4th item, he becomes this like unkillable beast who can just run into your team, buy time for the rest of the members. When you give him 2 early kills and free farm in the lane, he's gonna hit that point really fast.
Here they go on towards the bottom lane. Demetra's there. He's waiting a long time though, and QUADRA actually with the help there of his support, they're gonna take Archie very, very low. Demetra now will be the next focus. Daeruin trying to get in there for a kill on the backside. Carbon going low. Demetra though is gonna fall. QUADRA gets that kill. Daeruin should be able to get one back. Can they follow through? The range of Cogmore a problem. Shield put out to Daeruin. Knocked off and a double kill there. Brilliantly done from EGM.
Yeah, nice flash in there. Knocks him up. Daeruin actually went for the kill. Couldn't really escape it either because EGM was chasing him up there, so just had to try and go for the kill. Nice flash Q. Picks up 2 kills now for QUADRA, even though he had a rough start. This is really gonna help. You can push out the lane, get even in CS, get 2 kills. Just gonna see the fight again. Evelyn is waiting a long time before he engages, and Carbon is down here to instant disengage, so they jump on Archie, and that's just all about going here. Okay, we're going for Vayne, we go for Evelyn. Just switch targets constantly. You want to kill the Vayne, but every time he just dashes out of range, you can't really get to him, and you just have to switch target. Now Daeruin, taken solo, EGM chasing up. They want to try and go for the kill. Flash Q in, sets it up for QUADRA to pick up a double kill. So nice play here by EGM.
Cheeky little heal there as well, just to make sure that he doesn't go down from Janet. Although not exactly masses of damage coming out of that one. This top lane, Mundo has been back shopping, comes back in with a chain vest and going again. that Giant's belt, sorry. And he's going to chase on towards 18 remains, who goes down to half HP. Problem is, he can't anywhere near as close to regen that as fast as Minky Whale can. Just press R and you're up at full health again. Yeah, and in Champs, like we talked about how late game, pretty much all the damage is going to come from the Vayne. Let's see though what happens here. Minky Whale might be in trouble. Oh, there is Carbon diving out. Minky Whale's got his ultimate running there. 80 remains actually trying to get in for the kill, but he realizes he's too tanky and he can't get it. Carbon will dive onto 1. Can he finish off Demetra? Here comes Darker from the side. They wisely ping to walk away from it, and Darker won't be able to get anything there. You see, look how healthy Minky Whale is after being on just a slither of health. Once again, that big tanky Mundo proving such a problem to actually kill. Yeah, and just remember, we pretty much see teleport for all top laners in every single game, so when you don't have an Ignite against the Dr. Mundo here, if they had it, they could actually have killed him. In the straight up engage, the burst down, Daeruin, you might be in trouble. Oh, ultimate coming out though from Archie, that Monsoon. Just trying to keep them away from Daeruin. They might actually just go for this one anyway. EGM trying to get at the front there as his ulti popped. Who's he going to go for? Good Howling Gale, though, out of Archie. Will slow them down. Maybe not actually finish them off, though. Headbutt will actually knock Daeruin further away from the AD carry. Meanwhile, top lane, there was a bit of a massacre going on. 2 people down for Legacy. They did get the tower, though.
What on earth happened there? Might just have said, you know what, we don't care about dying, we're just going to take tower. Let's see. So full focus on tower. Evelyn goes in. And actually, just because they ignore her first and just only focus the tower, is able to just kill her 2 members and survive. Now, Daeruin, there's a bomb in your face.
There is a bomb. It's on your head. Archie's got one as well. And there's an auto attack that's going to get Choo-Choo's a double kill down bottom. Easy.
Just running down to this bottom lane after the fight we had earlier. A lot of members drop very low. EGM once again is actually very low, but he's the guy to set it up. Gets a double bomb and instant double kill here for Choo-Choo's.
Yeah, and that gets him running as well, because did start to fall a little bit behind Darker in that middle lane. Leaving him now on 2-0-0. Going to give him a nice boost of cash as well. 1,300 gold he's currently sat on to go home and spend. Going the same build as we saw him do last time around, which is get the tier stacking first, get yourself an Athenes, then move slowly up towards that Archangels. Said it in the last game, takes a little bit of time to get going, but late game, as is Cogmore and Mundo going to be very strong as, well, Dementia completely caught out in the enemy jungle and will be easily finished off there for QUADRA, and that is a killing spree now, 3-0-1. Meanwhile, Minky Whale may fancy a go on towards AT Remains once again. He's got that Sunfire Cape done, a lot of damage coming in without doing much. Cleaver misses though, and that'll be end of the trade.
Well, that's a bit of a weird play here from Dementia, just walking in the jungle all alone. Legacy picked up his kill and the dragon. And it's really been the issue for Russian Force. The bottom lane is doing well. Daeruin always managed to pick up some kills, and he's the guy they rely on to try and carry. Let's see what happens here, though. It's 2v2 once again.
I don't think it's going to go well for them. There's the knock-up. Daeruin actually getting exhaust in there as well, and he's going to go down once again. The vision. Archie will actually flash, but that's maybe not going to help him. Good Monsoon. Turret is still up behind them, but it's a slow and a root, and this should be able to be finished off. It's QUADRA who gets another kill on a rampage now at 4-0-2. Meanwhile, Darker going to get a bomb for his troubles, but he turns around a lot of damage. Choo-Choo's where you're going to go. He's got his ulti running, and Darker realizing now, okay, I might just have to walk away from it. Can he land another binding here to set up more damage?
No.
Nicely dodged by Choo-Choo's.
A nice little juke here. Down this bottom lane. Dementia, he wants revenge. He died just before. Looking for QUADRA and a teleport.
Oh, teleport coming down. This is a lot to throw at QUADRA, but he flashes away. Can he escape it? 80 remains. Just got locked up there by Rengar on the bottom side. With the cow now in there, they should be able to hold on to this one. Morgana coming across the side. Can he land the binding? Flashes in. Oh, he threw it too early. The blue buff was there. QUADRA goes low, dodging away from Irelia. Just finally get finished off. And now Ejim in trouble. He will flash back to his turret. Good damage from the Icathian surprise. Rengar might look to head them off as well. The blue buff being started off here. Rengar throwing his boulder strike out. Choo-Choo's is coming. That blue buff already gone down though. The bomb is on the cow. And though he doesn't chase through. So blue buff stolen away, managing to get a kill there as well.
It's a nice little setup. Place the ward, instant teleport. The only issue is there's still a Dr. Mundo sitting in the top lane. And while Irelia was teleporting to the bottom lane to chase and pick up the kill, your tower just went down, and more farm for Minky Whale on Mundo here. Still a nice little setup by Dementia to go in, place the ward, instant teleport. Ejim, he really likes to use this combo on Daeruin as much as possible.
And there is the blue buff equalizer, let's call it, after Russian Force stole the one away from Legacy. Minky Whale won't get his hands on that one. He must be sat on a good amount of gold. 1,700 gold he currently has in his pocket, so
both junglers
good chunk to be going for. Both jungles, as you rightly point out, are there. Let's see what Dementia decides to go for. Carbon is already stealthed up here coming in. They see Dementia coming. There is the combo from Alistair. He's got his ultimate running flash away from Dementia. Daeruin doing the damage. But here comes Choo-Choo's down to the bottom lane. Morgana nowhere to be seen in this one. There the bomb's starting to pile up. Carbon's going to dive in as well. The bomb will finish off one. It's actually a double kill for QUADRA there onto both the support and the AD carry. Darker now coming along a little bit too late and probably just needs to leave there with Dementia.
And this really is one of the very, very strong points about Zilean. We're not done yet, however.
Oh, Zilean underneath the tower, but he's got his ultimate available. What are they going to do with this one now? Turret has gone down. That leaves Dark all on his own. Bomb is in there, and QUADRA gets another one. 7-1-2 for the AD carry.
So always one of the strong points about Zilean mid lane, especially in the early mid game, is you can just roam between the lanes. You're so fast, speed yourself, get down to whatever lane or get up to whatever lane. There's some action going on in, and as soon as the fight started down his bottom lane, he just moved from the mid lane, joined it. Darker was nowhere to be seen. He has no boots. He's very, very slow moving between the lanes himself. And Choo comes in, double bombs, gets some more kills on QUADRA now. He's doing a very good job always being there just to like get the last kill, and this chase not gonna wake up. So let's see it again. Notice here, the ping actually coming in from Russian Force. They know Zilean is coming. He's running from the mid lane. As soon as the fight started, Legacy set it up really well. And as soon as he joins in, it's 4 members versus 3 here, and there's nothing you can do at this point. Like if you're Daeruin or Archie, you're just gonna die because you were so far off the lane. Your own mid laner joins the fight now, while 2 members are already dead.
Oh, this could actually be danger for Russian Force. There's the combo. Exhaust is down. Minky Whale gets one. Can they get 80 remains? They surely can now. It could Monsoon actually coming out of Archie, but there's a flash in from Carbon. Gets the root onto 80 remains. The cleaver doesn't quite land, but the combo from Ejin will. Have they got the damage here? Gets the shield from Jana. Not enough. And there is Choo-Choo's as well. Slows down Archie. He will fall. And just like that, 3 for nothing. They're probably just going to turn for Baron now.
And second time we see Russian Force try and kill Minky Whale without any healing reduction. It doesn't work unless you burst him down instantly. If you don't have the healing reduction, his ulti is just gonna be so annoying. Let's see what Evelyn can do. He wants to kill.
Yeah,
he's gonna get
able to as well.
No, he's not
here
gonna
comes
get
the
it.
cow once again. Carbon joining in as well. They can't finish off the Mecha there. Actually does land the boulder strike through the minions in the end. And that means that they just walk away. Meanwhile, Mundo has 3,290 gold to spend. That is a good shopping trip if I've ever seen one. It's like, yeah, Randuin's all in one.
Yeah, so again here, Russian Force, they just want to pick up kills. Doesn't matter where, they want to get some kills onto this Vayne here. No healing reduction. Archie wasn't there with the healing reduction himself. Not even sure he had it ready, actually. And as soon as they went for Minky Whale, Legacy was ready to respond. Picked up an easy kill. Goes for the next one here. Once again also, Zilean joins in. Morgana's nowhere to be seen.
The slow down onto Archie means you're not getting away from this team that's full of slows itself. And you rightly point out, Darker just not there at that point. And if you compare the fact that Darker and Choo-Choo's level on CS, but Darker has been nowhere near these fights, whereas Choo-Choo's are joining almost every single time. Legacy here are just having a dance while they wait for the dragon to spawn up. That's an easy one for them.
Again, a little bit unfair to blame Darker for it because he doesn't have the same mobility as we just talked about.
True.
As a Zilean. Therefore, it's basically just Legacy saying we can keep forcing fights in the side lanes because our mid laner will always jump before yours, and therefore we can always turn around. And Daeruin, he really wants some kills.
Trying to get in there on towards QUADRA. Actually, well, flash for it. That's going to be decent damage from his summoner heal use as well. They get vision back though, and QUADRA on a rampage. Not even falling there. 80 remains. Tried to get on him, but now he might be in trouble. Minky Whale's coming in from the side. Archie is already very low. We'll use the Monsoon to knock them out, but Zilean's going to come over the top of the wall here in a second. Trying to speed himself up. Did get the bomb onto 80 remains. Archie, sadly enough for him, is going down. Minky Whale gets that one. There's another 2-man knockup. Demecha knocked into the back of the team. Darker's finally going to use his ultimate here, as he will get the proc onto Minky Whale. Ultimate went from Zilean on towards Ejim though, and they just keep chasing through. Minky Whale is going to take down 80 remains. Choo-Choo's actually bombing him there for the last one. Darker does get the shutdown onto Choo-Choo's. Ejim has to get away, and Minky Whale has about 10 HP there. And he goes back in, but the pool will kill him.
In the very end, Darker just popped the pool under him and actually killed him here. Same deal once again though. Legacy instantly, 4-5 members, part of the fight, gets the kills here. Daeruin almost killed QUADRA first, just ended up dying, and Legacy come down and pick up more kills again. So first of all, same engage. Daeruin knows if I don't just keep engaging and try and pick up kills now, I'm never going to get any kills, never going to try and snowball, and we're not going to win the game going into mid-late game anyway. So I just have to keep trying forcing it. It means Legacy gets another fight. Again, if you look at the mid laners, Daka running from base. Choo-Choo's is already here, ready to bomb people. Has the ulti for EGM as well. And Minky Will is just being Dr. Mundo, who is getting too much farm, too many kills. So tanky, so healthy. Until the very end where Daka actually pops the troll pool just under him and kills him.
Yeah. Also,
smack.
In the game now, we see there that EGM forced to use his ultimate, so that might be a chance for them to do something. Choo-Choo's actually got his ultimate running here. Daeruin going to get sandwiched between Mundo and the jungler. There's a bomb on his head, but Minky Whale will actually get the kill with that Sunfire, with his burnout running, and they're going to go straight towards Archie, who can only really shield himself here, but with the roots and the slows, you don't escape it. Minky Whale picks up kill number 8.
Just the same deal. Daeruin looking for kills. Legacy's always there, multiple members, so massive goal lead at this point, and can just punish him. Dagger, let's see if he can survive.
Yeah, shield not really going to do a lot there. His ultimate will actually proc onto Minky Whale, who's been focused, and they finally kill him off, but QUADRA unstoppable after he took down Darker in the end. That leaves them at a 1-for-1, but 4 men still alive. Gonna struggle to hold on to this inner tower. Also not so sure about Archie's build, by the way.
Well, let's see what happens.
80 remains though, and the rest of them really getting knocked up. They put the exhaust down onto Daeruin. That means that his damage not going to be super high. Bomb on top of his head. Janna coming around. Daeruin's going to take a lot of damage, but crucially not fall. However, wait for EGM here, because he has shown time and time again. He goes in. Good monsoon from Archie, knocks him back. Actually, good damage from Daeruin as well. Well, they're going to lose the tower nonetheless.
So lost the tower here, and Archie's just gone like full early game combat stats. He just want to be as strong as possible early.
Oh, surprise cow! Surprise cow out of the bush! There is actually a good Howling Gale to stop them, but Carbon already on top. That's 2 kills, 1 apiece. Now Darker's going to be pulled down. Boulder Strike lands. He's got no Zhonya's. He's going down. It's a double kill for QUADRA.
But because we're still so early in the game, there's only like 30 seconds death timer, and
which means you can come back and die again.
Also means Legacy can't really just push into the base. They can of course try and get more kills than Dark Passage got in their game against Russian Force, which was it 45? Around the 45 mark. Let's see if they can beat it. So far they're getting enough fights, and they don't really have to force it themselves. Russian Force is looking to fight as well.
Minky Whale 844 on Dr. Mundo. Absolute tanky beast, but Daeruin with that Blade of the Ruin King and his Silver Bolts can actually do very, very good damage there onto Minky Whale, so he knows that he has to be a little careful about challenging Daeruin when he's alone. Irelia are actually coming up this top side as well. They know that Minky Whale, they had an idea that Minky Whale was waiting there inside of the blue brush. We actually see a ward go down, but looks like Legacy are going to try the Baron bait.
And why not? I mean, if Russian Force comes to try and check the Baron, Legacy gets a team fight in a good area, and all 5 members.
They get a Baron.
And if not, they get a Baron, so not exactly rocket science with the call here from Legacy. And we'll actually just get the Baron. Russian Force don't want to run in and face check them.
No way around that one, and Baron is going to be going down here for Legacy. That gives them another chunk of gold to spend. Minky Whale, for example, got another 1,000 gold. There's Daeruin going in. Oh, Choo-Choo's gets his ultimate pop. EGM trying to get on towards Daeruin. They've caught out Dementia, and 80 remains there in the brush, but they're letting Vayne just have free reign on them. 2 of them very low in the middle. 80 remains will flash. Carbon actually getting taken down by Archie's Ignite, but Choo-Choo's and the rest now moving in. Darker did come back up there after he didn't actually use his on. He's just very healthy overall. Choo-Choo's getting caught out. Vayne gonna knock him against the wall. Have they got the damage?
Oh, he's so low.
He's got a bomb on. Will it explode in time? It will. The shield not enough to save him as 80 remains. Dives in there as well. Low HP. In the end, managed to get the kill and they back off.
So Legacy actually lost the team fight here. After they got the Baron, Daeruin was just left to deal all the damage in the world, at least in the start of the fight. They managed to kill him in the very end, but Russian Force showing it's not 100% done yet. Let's just see the replay. On to Choo-Choo's first. A lot of damage onto him actually. Daeruin will take a massive burst from the bombs. Nice ult from Archie. denies Carbon from actually jumping in on Dayrun, and he's now just left alone. Deal all the damage he wants. He's gonna kill Carbon first, get him down. Minky Whale is still alive, and being denied tank, but his ulti is gone as well. So this time, a very messy team fight, but at least Russian Force showing they are not 100% out yet, and as long as they get some kills on Dayrun, they're still gonna try. I mean, you gotta hand it to him. They're not just sitting back in base and waiting. They really wanna just fight.
AT remains, big jump in there. Actually got the shield from Janet to keep him going. But in the meantime, we did see a Dragon go the way of Legacy, and the gold, well, there's a massive difference, of course, between the two of them. Oh, there's Choo Choo's actually getting a little bit caught out. Does have his ulti back up. Carbon gonna dive in as well. It's Demetra that they're trying to focus down and should be able to finish off, especially now with Minky Whale joining the fight. Demetra's going down. It's Choo Choo's that gets it. And now they're on towards AT Remains at the backside. It's slowed down, finished off. QUADRA gets his 12th kill of the game.
And this should mean now Legacy can push into the base, get inhibitor down, and then look either towards the Nexus turret or looking out to just go back and defend it, because Dayrun is actually pushing the mid lane. And Darko is doing his move off.
Well, Minky Whale, I'm afraid, can tank up turrets. He can probably tank up both Nexus turrets at this point, to be fair. We did see the outer turret in the mid lane go down to Dayrun. Doesn't look like he's stopping, but of course he's never going to win any kind of race here if they don't come back. 10 seconds on AT Remains. Demetra has just respawned in, but they're already onto those Nexus turrets. Vayne starting to actually walk back here and finally will hit the recall. Should be in time here to actually protect the base. Choo Choo's going a little bit low, might force them to come away. And Minky Whale taking decent amounts of damage. Don't think they can actually get in there to finish off. Talisman was used out of Egypt, and Legacy just back away after taking the inhib.
Yeah, still managed to get inhib. Dayrun got the best out of her terrible situation, we can say. No, once again we see a fight.
Yeah, they're going to face check straight into that one. Not sure it's going to work out, although QUADRA going low gets the ultimate there once again out of Zilean. Darker gets a good 3-man ulti off, but he will be pounced on straight away. Rengar does go down. That leaves us with a 1-for-1. I think they're going to keep chasing here. Minky Whale underneath the turret, attack from all fronts, including the turret aggro. Pops his ultimate and just walks on out.
Again though, 1-for-1. Russian Force, I'm not sure if they're surprising Legacy, but just constantly going for these fights here. It is not done yet, however. Archie, you might be in trouble.
Well, he is in trouble. He's dead. In fact, QUADRA is there as Dayrun actually going to get headbutted into the rest of the team. They didn't really finish him off all that quick, but it's a triple kill coming out for Cogmore. Demetra being attacked by QUADRA, who will get himself the QUADRA, and that surely means that they can take the game here.
Well, can it? 30 seconds here. Death Timers have to push another tower. There's a lot of minions down this bottom lane, so I could actually just ignore this tower and go straight for the Nexus, but Big Boss Darker is here to defend.
Well, Big Boss, I'm not so sure right now, because that super minion only just getting finished off and the rest of Legacy are actually here. First Nexus turret going to go down. Second one will be following off shortly as Minky Whale just keep them zoned away this entire time. There is Archie coming back into the game, and it looks like they've managed to force Legacy back.
Didn't manage to finish. 2 inhibitors gone. Should just be a matter of time, unless Russian Force can pull off a little bit of a miracle by getting 2, 3, maybe 4 aces.
They're only 20,000 gold behind this year.
I mean, again, you need a few pentacles on your Vayne, and you might be back in the game.
Well, Cogmore is cleaning up right now. QUADRA is 17-6 after that QUADRA. And he's got double Phantom Dancer, Blade of the Ruin King, and the Trinity Force.
He didn't get a pentakill yet, however.
No.
So 1-0 for Dark
That's because Quickshot's not sat here.
Yeah, it's
if I was casting a Quickshot, he would have actually been a penta, that one.
I only had 1 pentakill. That was reckless on Vayne. And then, of course, been in a game with a pentakill.
Is that your claim to fame now, Deficio?
Yes.
You were once in a game with a pentakill in the LCS.
Yes.
It was a while ago by now.
And I actually tried to steal. I actually tried to steal a kill because I didn't know it was going to be a penta. I just didn't manage to do it. Luckily, I didn't manage to do it.
Yeah. People would have hated you for it.
Yeah, they would.
Oh, Demetra just caught out here. Quite simply, he's going to go down. Throws his ulti in there just to get a bit of a shield, but that won't really prolong him too much. Carbon, ultimate run. He's going to try and get him behind Dayrun, and there's the jump in. Monsoon comes out, but it's going to be too late. Dayrun goes down. Minky Whale's regenning. Archie with a flash over into the Wraith Pit, but They've actually pushed those super minions back from that bottom lane now, so we'll see if they can actually get through that one Nexus turret. Did manage to survive through that last onslaught and has regened itself above half HP, but once Cogmore comes across, when he's finished dealing with Archie to get kill number 18, they're going to walk away here and try and finish off the game. Nexus turret 2 is going to go down. Will they try and finish off more kills here? Looks like they want to win the game. Darker dies in the middle. Ultimate running. Pops his Zhonya's as well. He's going to come back up, get finished off here by Cogmore. Actually, no, Choo-Choo steals it. Doesn't matter. Legacy pick up the win here.
So this was basically a game where Russian Force constantly tried to force fights early game. They knew they had to get kills on Aurelia. They knew they had to get kills on Dayrune on Vayne. But the Zilean mid lane was just always there to help his team. Carbon was always there to help his team on Rengar. And of course, Minky Whale in the top lane just minding his own business for the first 20 minutes. Killing Aurelia twice, picking up all the farm he needed.
I was going to say, he wasn't even minding his own business. He 1v1'd Aurelia.
Actually true, yeah. He didn't actually mind his own business. Well, he was all alone. Didn't seem like he actually cared. The only issue, or the only very, very, very small point we can talk about when it comes to Legacy and what went wrong in the game. The very early game, once again, for the dual lane, 2v2 didn't go well. EGM wanted to engage at level 1, only hit Archie, therefore they actually lost the trade, fell behind in CS, fell slightly behind in XP, didn't get the early level 2 themselves, which was an issue against Dark Passage as well, but that's probably about it.
And if I just look down the scoreboard here, 10-4-12 Mundo. It's not uncommon to see Mundo with a lot of assists because he's obviously always just doing damage while he's in the middle of the fight, but 10 kills is probably a little bit more rare. We also saw for Alistair there, for EGM, 0-1-30. 30 assists out of how many kills? 40 kills. That's pretty incredible.
Yeah, there's always fights in the bottom lane, like over and over and over. Russian Force kept forcing teamfights in the bottom lane. 4 members from Legacy just kept running down to the bottom lane, get all the kills, get all the gold, and a little bit of a solo queue game in the end, safe to say. Could potentially have been farming fantasy points. Sadly, we don't have any. Otherwise, would have been looking pretty good for the Legacy members.
I think, though, for Russian Force, I mean, you get into that position in that bottom lane specifically where you know you're just behind. And the only way to actually get in there is to pick up some kills on your Vayne. So Dayrune tried literally everything to go in. Sadly for him, most of the time, all that happened is he just got headbutt, pulverized, and after that, Carbon was just there anyway. We saw Minky Whale.
Then he got a bomb in his face.
Minky Whale TPing down. Zilean just all day cooldown on his speed boost just to get in there as well. And played it really well, their Legacy. I had a little bit of a worry that after their loss to Dark Passage that things might get a little shaky for them. Didn't really, though, did it?
No, it didn't seem like much of an issue, at least, winning the game here. Just, again, just only the very first few levels for the dual lane was the small issue. Everything else was perfectly planned, perfectly controlled. Picked up all the kills, maybe even picked up a few extra kills, and no real chance for Russian Force to actually win the game, unless, like, Dayrune had gotten huge on his Vayne all of a sudden.
So I'm going to go back to that point about Darker, where he said he's got something non-meta and special to show us here. The last game now, of course, I don't want to say it doesn't mean anything, because a win is a win, whatever your scenario. And they could also, by the way, affect how Dark Passage and Legacy finish in there. If they beat Dark Passage, Legacy will go through as the #1 team into tomorrow's final. But maybe that last game is the chance for Darker to bring something cool and different onto the stage.
I hope so. Keep in mind for all the members from Russian Force, even though they now can't make the grand final, you're still playing, especially the substitutes, or only the substitutes, we should say. You're still playing to show yourself, and people are watching the games here. If they see you perform really well, there will, or could potentially be teams who wants to pick you up or try you out. So it's obviously what they're playing for, especially a guy like Darker in the mid lane. He's been looking for a team for a while. I read he just finished his studies, and now he wants to get back in the professional scene. So obviously he wants to show himself. I hope he pulls out something special, and then can